So, the poll selection results are in. We're going to be taking a look at all the characters that are going to be on the banner. Well, not all of them, because sometimes I'm not sure if they do other percentage for a poll selection. I'm not going to do all those. I'm going to do the 12 featured characters. And the first one we have is this guy right here. He is 8th Anniversary White, and he is pretty dang good. He has Sprinter +3, which is, it's nice. Complete status immunity, that is also very nice. He has Marauder. He has dual status ailments on his attacks, Lacerate and Drain. He has reduced strong attack cooldown. Actually, is that the... Okay, so that's his soul trait. That's pretty sure. He has Havoc 20%, which is very nice. I know there's been a discussion if Havoc's really necessary or not. And you might not be as hardcore as someone else, but Havoc is definitely a very nice ability to have. It's up there because it increases the size of your strong attacks. If your strong attacks can cover more area, obviously that's going to be very nice. To me, it is similar to like complete status immunity, where it's definitely very beneficial. Now, whether it's needed or not, it could be argued. But if you're going for like fast times, hitting as many enemies as possible is definitely going to be the optimal play. Now, if you're on a casual level like myself, Havoc may not be as beneficial to you. I mean, it's going to help you, obviously, but it's not going to, or I should say, as necessary for you, not beneficial. Yeah, so Havoc is definitely recommended. Honestly, I'm surprised it's really even an argument on what if it's good or not, or if it's like you should have it. Yeah, every character, Havoc is kind of like what do they call it? Guard break. That is like the bottom tier. That is the base you should have. Honestly, it's getting to the point where everyone going forward should honestly start having Marauder and Sharpshooter, but that can be up for debate. Frenzy +2, that's really good. Bombardment +1, that is also pretty good. Debilitator +2 seconds. Someone pointed out, and I didn't actually consider this, Debilitator +2 seconds on a character like this is actually preferred. And the reason for this is because of Drain. You have Debilitator +5 seconds and Debilitator +2 seconds. Well, if it's the 5 seconds, you gotta wait longer before you can proc Drain on the same unit again. So if you have +2 seconds, it's not gonna, it's gonna be less time when you can proc the Drain again and heal up. So someone pointed that out and I was like, oh yeah, that actually makes sense. So this is actually pretty good. Increased status ailment chance against heart attribute enemies. That's obviously good because he has 2 status ailments. That's going to be really beneficial, especially since he has damage to lacerated enemies +60% and damage to drain enemies +40%. He also has increased mind attribute character special move damage 30%. He has weakened defense, status ailment, spiritual pressure boost 80%. So overall, this character is really, really good. Suffice to say, I don't have him. It would be nice. He's one of the characters I hope I get in poll selection or from tickets sometime soon. But, yeah, he's a really, really good character. And if you really want to look at it, that just looks really cool. The art design on this character is honestly pretty cool. So if you like cool art for your characters and when you're making a choice, there you go. Then we got 8th Anniversary Ichigo. This is the one I did pull. This is the one I have 3 out of 5 on. He has strong attack recharge time -14% max for his soul trait. That's 14%, so that's good. That is really, really good. He has dual status ailments, weaken and drain. Sprinter +1, so he's not going to be a zoomy boy. He's not going to go really quickly like an auto or anything like that. Poise, that's going to be very beneficial. If you do not know what Poise does, Poise allows you to keep on attacking even if you get hit. If a character that's doesn't have Poise gets hit, it can stop them from attacking or doing something they're already in the process of doing. So Poise prevents that. If you still get inflicted with a status ailment, however, you will, it still will affect you if it's something that stops you from attacking, like paralysis, freeze, something along those lines. Read all affiliation dodges. That's really good. So if you ever come across a spot in the game where enemies are dodging you and you keep missing them, even though you're hitting them, having this is basically going to stop them from doing that. You have devastation of 60%. There's a soul trait. Full stamina damage boost of 20%, which is definitely going to be very beneficial because you have drain. It's going to help you keep at full stamina, along for this damage boost to, be more useful. He has shared complete status immunity. So basically he's able to share his immunity to various status with other teammates or characters in your party, whether you're playing single player or co-op. Granted, you have to get hit with the attack or go over the status ailment in order to have it kind of attempt to proc on your character, which will basically say, this guy's immune. Once that procs or tries to proc on this character with shared complete status immunity, it will share it with everyone. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. It's not just like, I can just run and do everything and they're immune to it, so they don't have to worry. No, you actually got to get hit with the status ailment. It's really good for big areas where there's lots of status ailment puddles all over the place. Havoc 20%, so really good. And our Frenzy +3 character. That is really, really good. Frenzy +3 and Havoc, that is really, really nice because you're covering a larger area with your strong attacks and you're hitting more often. Debilitator +5 seconds. This is where, how I was talking about the +2 seconds versus the +5 seconds. This is the one where it can be kind of annoying because you're not going to proc drain as much because it's going to last longer on the enemy. So that means you're not able to proc it on the same enemy as frequently. Although weaken will also last longer. So, that means they're going to be hitting 1 damage on you more frequently. So, unless they're immune, obviously, to weaken. So, yeah, the debilitator +5 seconds. This is where it could be argued one way or the other. It's really going to come down to preference there, whether you prefer the drain to proc more or if you prefer the weaken to last longer. Increased status ailment chance against technique attribute enemies. So, able to inflict status ailments again against tech enemies, which is, that's going to be very nice since he's power. That's where he's going to be going up against most of the time. Poise break, except brave battle. So, if an enemy has poise, this will apparently break that, which leads me to the conclusion that at some point, I would not be surprised if Caleb gives enemies poise break, and if they haven't already, and I just haven't really paid attention. So if this guy has poise and the enemy has poise break, that means it could break the poise. And then you're going to have one that eventually is going to come out that says poise, and it's going to be, it prevents poise break from being impacting this character or some crap like that. And I just went with poise because the name sounds as stupid as what would probably happen if something like that were to occur. It would just seem kind of stupid. It's like, we put something in here, now we put something to counter that, now we put something to counter that counter. It's just dumb. So then you have Sharpshooter, which is really good. I didn't really explain what Sharpshooter and Marauder are. Marauder and Sharpshooter, basically, depending on what the character's NAD string is, if it's ranged, they're going to have Sharpshooter. If they're melee, where they get up close, that's going to be Marauder. And there's certain enemies that have guard that would make it take longer to beat the enemy. And then you also have enemies that have ranged resistance and melee resistance, which would also be very annoying. Because I believe you do 1 damage with enemies that have resistances. And it, it would make certain content harder. But if you have Sharpshooter or Marauder, it breaks through the guard that the enemies have, and it will penetrate that resistance that the enemies have as well, for their respective ones. So that is why, in my opinion, Sharpshooter and Marauder are at this point getting to be where guard break used to be, where every character should have it. Hit enemies 100%. So there's little enemies that sometimes are in the shadows or underground that you cannot hit, even with strong attacks, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure if special move damage ever worked on there. It's been so long since I really had to pay attention because of hidden enemies. But yeah, you're able to hit them with pretty much anything, even if they're underground, or in the shadows. So that's definitely very nice. So really solid character right here. And now we get to what some people have been calling the weakest character on the banner. Excuse me. This Byakuya right here. He is a link slot potion soul trait character, which is beneficial, but he's also a mid-month character. So if you look, single status ailment, heal, little barrier right there. Sprinter +1, medic. Full stamina only increase strong attack damage of 40%. With this heal and barrier, that's obviously going to allow him to maintain his full stamina for that. So that is nice. Devastation 40%. Reduce strong attack cooldown. This is not the soul trait. This is, a skill that they added because they gave him the +5 potion. And increase mind attribute soul reaper strong attack damage. This is obviously going to help him. And then we got increased heart droplet drop 30%. Frenzy +1. Debilitator +5 seconds. And he has multi-barrier. So that means that little shield, instead of going +3 for the character that used it, and +1 for everyone else in the party, it'll be +5 for the character that uses it, and +3 for the allies. And he also has guard break, so it doesn't have marauder or sharpshooter. So overall, this character is probably not as strong as a lot of the other characters that are going to be on this banner, but he has a good soul trait, the +5 potion link. So if you don't have a soul trait or this character and you pull a couple of them, I would honestly not recommend putting the dupes of him. I would probably keep at least 2 or 3 copies, preferably 3 copies of this character, because having this soul trait is going to be really beneficial when you link him to other characters. So you could have, if you did that, you could get +15 heart link slot potions for 3 different characters. So that would definitely be very beneficial. Now, like I said, probably one of the weaker characters in the banner. Still, the banner is very, very solid, even with this character on here. And what I expected to happen, but I didn't want to quite say it, these 3 swimsuit characters right here are also on the banner. So you have Mila Rose, Ruka, and Rangiku. So we're going to start off with Mila Rose. She has strong attack recharge time -12%. These are some of the best farming characters, in my opinion, that have been released in one banner. It's like basically, if I remember correctly, almost entirely a farming. I can't remember what Rangiku had. So that's why I'm kind of holding off until I see what she has again, because it's been a while since I looked at what she had for skills and whatnot. So Mila Rose, lacerate. So sprint +1, guard break, and lacerator every 5 seconds. This is something you need to keep note of. This is actually one of my favorite skills in the game. By just existing, if there's enemies, on the map, with lacerator every 5 seconds, you have a chance to inflict lacerate on the enemies there. So you could be going and playing your level, and obviously, let's just say it takes a minute to, complete the level. That is what? 12 times you could proc, like 12 chances at proccing lacerate on enemies throughout that level. That is pretty dang good. That is not even you hitting with a NAD string or strong attack or a special move, like any of this right here. That's really, really good. It's honestly why it's one of my favorite. She has guard break, so unfortunately she does not have marauder or sharpshooter, but it is what it is. We have devastation of 40%. Reduce strong attack cooldown 12%, which I believe was her soul trait, right? Yeah. And then we have full stamina damage boost 20%. Now, I don't think, she doesn't have any way to heal herself up there. Let's see if she has a skill for it. Otherwise, you're going to have to play careful with this character. So, full stamina damage boost 20%. Arankar Resonance, increased strong attack damage 10%. Here's where one of the reasons why a lot of people like her. Increased power link slot potions plus 10. So that means instead of the plus 5 that we've been seeing before, we got a plus 10 here. This is not a soul trait, so you can't link it and this character to someone else and get this benefit right here. But if you have her on the team or you play with her when you're farming potions, like if you go to like a co-op or epic raids, you're getting like 40 to 60 increased power link slot potions guaranteed every run. That's like the guarantee. That's really, really good. 40 for co-op, 60 for epic raids, up to 60 for epic raids, you know, assuming the whole team is of, you know, consisting of Mila Rose. You have Havoc, 20%, which is obviously good. Frenzy plus 1, Debilitator plus 2 seconds, increased melee damage except in some quest types by 10%, co-op quests, increased melee damage by 30%, and damage to lacerated enemies 60%. So pretty good farming character right here. The plus 10 potions is very nice, and if you link her with someone like that Byakuya, you know, you'll get some more potions per run, which is obviously very, very nice. Then we have Ruka. Damage inflicted at full stamina plus 30% max. That is a really good soul trait. Damage inflicted at full stamina plus 30%. You know, one of the best links in the game. And if we take a look at her skills, she has Drain. And, oh, her special is actually pretty cool. So she has Drain on all but her third. But she also has a little revival thing right here. So that means if you use that in the beginning of the match, everyone gets a free last-ditch survival. Everyone on the team. So if you're in co-op, you know, and there's 3 other people, that each get a last-ditch survival. I don't think it stacks, though. Like, so if someone else had this, I don't think it stacks. I think you just use it once. Whoever uses it, we get the benefits from. Now, if you I'm not sure if you get it again, if you're able to use it again if you revive, using like a soul candy or whatnot. If it resets, like your ability to, you know, someone else use this and you get the benefits. But chances are you're probably not going to want to be in a situation like that to begin with. And then we have a charged heal. So that little symbol right there means you hold it down until it's fully charged. How long it takes varies. There have been some charges that take like 40 seconds, which I believe was like Izan, one of Izan's, was it Mind? 1,000 Year Blood War Izan, I think those took like 40 seconds to charge fully. Cool, but very useless. So I'm not sure how long this one is. Probably nowhere near as long as that. I think they learned their lessons with that one. And then you have a heal. And you also get heal from the drain once that procs. You have Medic. Full stamina only increase strong attack damage plus 40%. That is really good because you remember she has a 30% full stamina damage soul trait. You get full stamina only increase strong attack damage 40%, and you get the reduced strong attack cooldown 6%. That is really, really nice. So you have Devastation 40% and the reduced strong attack cooldown of 12%. So that's 18% cooldown on this character if you have full stamina. She is a plus 10 potion character. That is also very good. Havoc 20%. That's really nice to see. Frenzy plus 1. Debilitator plus 2 seconds since she has Drain. That is very useful. And then you have Sprinter plus 1 and Guard Break. So really solid farming character and a really good link character. Like soul trait character to link with other characters. Might actually be worth keeping multiple characters of her as well, because of the fact that having full stamina damage links at 30% is very beneficial. And we got Rangiku next. She is a strong attack cooldown soul trait, minus 12% max. No, wow. Okay, so no status elements. That means she's probably getting either the Pierce Iron Skin, maybe the 100% more damage inflicted if there's no status element inflicted on the enemy or something along those lines. It's something like that. Sprinter plus 1, team party stamina recovery. So that's every time you transition between screens, the party gets healed 20% of their stamina. Then she has freeze resistance of 100%. That's good. Devastation, 60%. Think of it like this. It's basically that right there. Reduced strong attack cooldown, 12%. Increased coin drop, 70%. So she is a farming character. I was pretty sure she was, but I haven't played her because I don't have her. and I haven't bothered looking into it. Like characters I don't have, I'm not going to keep looking back at them to say, oh, I wish I had that character because she's that farming character, or this person has this farming capabilities. It just makes it, well, that really kind of brings you down. It just, I just don't like doing that. Increased super mind link stop potions +5, so that's really good. And then increased mind link stop potions +5. So +5 potion, +5 super potion, and a coin drop character in here. Increased mind droplet drop 30%, so that's another farming potential right there. So that's 4 different farming potentials right here. Havoc 20%, frenzy +1, and there it is. Increased damage to enemies not inflicted by an ailment +100%. So that's going to be very, very good. That means she's able to do more damage, you know, because status ailments are kind of, especially the good ones, are really, really useful. The fact that she doesn't have them, giving increased damage to enemies not inflicted by an ailment 100%, definitely will make it so this character is better overall. And then you have guard. Oh, and then we got Pierce Iron Skin. So, yeah, pretty much the biggest concerns to this character are alleviated with Guard Break, Pierce Iron Skin, and increased damage to enemies not inflicted by an ailment. So, overall, really, really good character. Yeah, one of the better farming characters in the game. And then we have this character. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because we've already covered these characters pretty recently. Tenzu Sengetsu. Or I should say the skills that a lot of these characters have. So, Fire Resist, Guard Break, Sprinter +1. So we have Devastation 60%, Reduce Strong Attack Cooldown, and a +5 potion, Super Potion, and 30% increase for the power droplets. So, definitely really good farming character. Havoc 20%, Frenzy +1, and hit hidden enemies plus Pierce Iron Skin, and increased damage to enemies not inflicted by an ailment. Another really good farming character. So, yeah, definitely one of the better farming characters to have. Like, when I eventually pulled this character, I noticed the difference compared to the previous characters I was using. And then we get the character that some people kind of didn't want to be on this banner. Ishin. He's a Brave Battle character, but he's one of the better Brave Battle characters. So if you've been looking for a Brave Battle character, he has Lacerate, Long Range, Sprinter +1, Guard Break, decreased damage taken 16%. Once he reaches half stamina, that decreased damage taken is by 50%. Prevent lasted survival. That is really good. So that means anybody that likes to revive a lot, they ain't going to be able to revive if they get beat by this guy. Ignore Brave Battle invincibility. You know, the ones that are immune to damage for like 10 seconds. This penetrates that. And Brave Battle temporary invincibility. And he has it too. So that is very nice. And prevent Brave Battle healing is also very good because it stops him from being able to heal, which can sometimes be annoying and be the difference between whether you win or lose. Flurry +2. That is good. That allows you to get more hits per attack with your Nad String in more particular. Debilitator +2 seconds, damage to lacerated enemy 60%, and poise. So a really solid Brave Battle character. And then we get this one. The renewed Quincy Ichigo Tech has Drain and Weaken. Has Havoc 20%, full stamina damage boost 20%, and Sprinter +2. Drain is going to help keep him at full stamina, so that's really nice. Technique, attribute, strong attack, recharge. So that means every time they transition to screen, anyone who falls under this criteria will have their strong attack recharge reduced by 20%. It's not like active all the time. It's only when you transition between different screens that it would activate. Devastation of 40%. Pretty good. Reduce strong attack cooldown 12%. Frenzy +2. Debilitator +5 seconds. Kind of annoying with Drain, but they have Weaken, so it's going to be up for debate which one you prefer. Increased status ailment chance against speed attribute enemies. That's going to be very beneficial. Sharpshooter and status ailment spiritual pressure boost of 80%. I'm not sure if I explained this in the beginning, but if you inflict them with the status ailment, your SP is going up by 80%. This right here will go up by 80%. So if you have 1,000, it'll be 1,800. What is the next one on the list? Okay. Is it? Okay. So, we got 2 characters. Manor Orihime. I used to like this character. I'm going to be real with you. I liked it at the thing because it was a shared complete status immune character. But her kit I just noticed for the content she does, it seems like she doesn't do as well as some of the other characters do. She's not as consistent. I would use her like on Inheritance Trial when because I didn't have full set of potions, super potion, droplet characters or farming characters that would help when farming the Inheritance Trial for the day, like the weekly one. She could get it done. It's just a little bit slow and kind of annoying, honestly. And it was either that one or it was the scrolls. I can't remember which one. I'm pretty sure it was the Inheritance Trial. So she has Paralyze on all of it, Booster plus Barrier. She has Guard Break, full stamina only, reduce strong attack cooldown 6%. And there, so that's 18%. She has shared complete status immunity. This is one of the reasons why I wanted her, because the fact that she had it and she was the last character I needed to have one of every attribute. So I was excited when I pulled her. But as time went on, I wasn't enjoying her kit as much. She's a good support character. Not, honestly, same reason why I stopped liking Ruka as time went on. But yeah, she's not a bad character to have, don't get me wrong. But she's not as good as some of the other characters on this banner. And then we get Sun. She's a +5 potion character. So if you pull her, keeping 2 to 3 copies, up optimally it's 3, is going to be very beneficial to have, because that is a very good soul trait. She has burn on all but her 3rd strong attack, and it's another charged heal character. So you have Sprinter +1, full stamina only, increased strong attack damage +40%, and she has medic, so that's going to help with the heals. Devastation of 40%, basically increased strong attack damage 40%. Full stamina damage boost 20%, and there's a soul trait +5 potions. Havoc 20%, Frenzy +1, Debilitator +2 seconds for burn. That's actually not that great, honestly. You would prefer the Debilitator to be 5 seconds because you're burning them. You want the burn to last longer because it dwindles down their HP for longer. Increased melee damage except in some quest types. Co-op quests increased melee damage 30%. And then you have Guard Break plus hit hidden enemies. So a really good soul trait. I'm not sure how good of a character she is by herself, but yeah. And then we are down to the last character on this banner. And this is the last anniversary styled character on this banner. We have 4 characters that are based on the anniversary. That was that renewed Quincy Ichigo, the 2 8th anniversary characters, and this is the renewed third. Why was I going to say third? What the frick is a third? Anywho, a third year's anniversary character. So the renewed version of 3rd anniversary Yuki. So you have strong attack recharge -12%. Dual status ailments of burn and weakened. He has long stride and sprinter +2. That's really good. That means he's able to zoom really quick, like around the room a lot if you're playing manually. And sprinter +2 is really good for just walking quicker. Sharpshooter, like I said, preferably this would be something that starts to happen on more and more characters until it becomes basically, on almost every single character, preferably every single character, because got to give some of these characters that are just really, really bad designed every shot you can get them to make them playable. And then you have Devastation 40%, reduce strong attack cooldown 12%, and complete status immunity. So this character is immune to status ailments. That's really, really good. Increased strong attack damage with Arankar Resonance, Havoc 20%, Frenzy +1, Bombardment +1, Debilitator +5 seconds. So this is what I'm saying. Burn lasts longer. Weaken lasts longer. That is a really good combination. Increased speed attribute Arankar damage to status ailment affected enemies 40%. That's really good. And then you have the status ailment spiritual pressure boost of 80%. Really good character. I think this is the best Yuki in the game right now. So if you're a big fan of Yuki, this is one of the characters that you're going to want. And that is the last character on this banner. It is really, really cool. Definitely really like what's been going on with this banner. I was kind of hoping the characters would be really good. In my opinion, unless you have most of these characters, this is basically a must-summon banner for a lot of people that play Bleach Brave Souls. It really is. Now, if you're wondering when this banner is going to go live, that is going to be, I think, around December 25th. That's usually when it goes live, December 25th. At reset. When banners tend to go live, that time frame. So whenever that is for you, that would be when it go live. But other than that, let me know. Are you guys going to summon on the banner? I know I am. Now, we're not sure what type of banner it's going to be. What I mean by that is it going to be a step 3, guaranteed at step 3, 6, and 10 type situation? Or is it going to be, like 25 steps and every 5 steps you get a guaranteed? Or is it going to be the typical, what I'm probably expecting is the worst version of banners, and that is you go to steps 1 through 6. 6 is a guaranteed. Step 1 is free, and then it's just a step 7 repeating. And what happens there is, if you were to, let's just say, do 20 multis, the first, after step 6, you get your guarantee. So step 6 guaranteed. Then you're just doing 7 repeating for 14 more steps. Those 14 summons do not have a guaranteed summon on any of them. So that is what I am curious about what they're going to do for this post election. Honestly, that is my expectations. I hope bare minimum they do the, every 5 steps would be nice. I would honestly, that would be like what I would want at minimum, but I would prefer a step 3, 6, and 10 banner, and then goes to step 25, and step 25 allows you to pick any character on this banner, which would be pretty cool, instead of just picking new characters, because there's no new characters in here. And what it would be, basically, step 10 could be, I don't know what they would do for 10. Just maybe one of the featured characters, just like steps 3 and 6 would probably be the best way to go about it. I'm not sure they're going to do that. I don't expect them to do that, but they might be experimenting with different ways to make money on banners, because them being in the red. So I could see them doing something different for poll selection when it comes to that regard. That's the only reason why I'm not ruling out that it would still be the anniversary. I'm expecting the anniversary style banners, but I'm not ruling out the chance that it could be something else. Don't get your hopes up, people. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Don't expect it. If you expect the worst style and then give you something better, that's much better than have it the other way around. So anywho, that's it. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this banner, you guys summoning. And that's pretty much it. Peace.